Hey Booklanders, welcome back to another video. In today's video, as you could tell by today's title, it's something a little different, and it is called 4 books per season. Now I'm going to talk about it a little bit more after this intro, but if you are new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button and join the family. I will be posting bi-weekly since I am in college, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything new. Give this video a like while you're at it. Okay guys, straight into the video. Okay, so now a little background of the video I'm going to be talking about today. It is called 4 books per season, which means I will be recommending 4 books of like winter vibes, spring vibes, fall vibes, and summer vibes. And this is based off my own personal recommendations. I was thinking around and I was just like, I want to do something new, so let me try this. And I haven't really seen anyone post anything like this before, so here we go. And I'm going to be trying to leave a time like stamp at the bottom of like winter, summer, spring, fall, all that stuff. So right now we are going to get straight into winter. 4 books I recommend for winter season. The first one is Game of Thrones. Now, Game of Thrones is like, you know, there's a lot of romance, you know, there's kings, queens, wars, there's castle, dungeons, dragons, all this like beautiful like storylines that I wish I continued to read. I have one of the books, I think, but my plan is to get all the books. Now, the 4th book is A Court of Thorns and Roses. Now, you guys are probably wondering, how does that, you know, get into contact with the winter season? And I'm like, the reason why is because I get this, like, winter vibe based off it, no matter which court they're in, night, spring, there's all different kinds, but this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it is one of the most amazing books. I literally just finished it, and I definitely highly recommend you go and read that book. Honestly, a beautiful story, and hopefully soon I'll be coming out with a review of it, or I'll be doing a reading vlog for it. Now, the 3rd book is Red Queen. Now, I have finished the whole Red Queen series. As you can tell, it's right over here, and it is beautiful. There is kings, queens, princesses, except it has this power. You know, some people have lightning, some people have fire, water, air, etc. But there's this beautiful storyline between basically there's a love triangle that I highly recommend you read. It's always on your, like, it always keeps you on your feet, and you just want to go and continue. It's like a Netflix series that you're binge watching, except you can't stop watching, obviously, because it's called binge watching. Anyways, the last book of this season is called Outlander, right there, and I will be leaving a picture right here if I can. And Outlander is, wow, it's a time story basically. So it goes back and forth between like the present and the far past, and it's just beautiful. Like I said, this is like a village where it's war and kings, queens, all that type of stuff, but it's just a beautiful love story, and I definitely get this winter vibe from it. Fall. Now, the first one, let me just say, when I think of fall, I think of cozy, you know, you and your blanket, warm socks, hot chocolate, napkins. napkins because, you know, when it gets really cold outside and your eyes go watery and your nose just starts getting stuffy. Yes, that type of thing. Now, the first book I have is Before I Fall, and it is kind of like Outlander, except it's in the modern day. So it basically is about a girl who dies. I'm sorry, but she dies, and then she ends up coming back alive again, and she relives her day, and she basically tries to figure out what is wrong, how did she die, what happened, why is this happening, that type of thing. Now, the next book is Everything, Everything. And the reason why I recommend this book is because I totally get fall vibes from this, you know? They fall in love. It's the boy next door type of vibe. It's like a beautiful love story between like friends to best friends to lovers. And I highly recommend you go read that. I honestly just finished it. I cried I just continue to cry, and I think fall season is the best time to cry. Now, the third book is Fangirl. Now, I haven't read the book, but I have heard so much about it, so much. And honestly, it's one of the most beautiful stories ever that I've heard from other people. There's love, there's, you know, family, and basically words I could come up with where I've heard from is love, family, and being alone, and then trying to get over that. Now, the last book I recommend for this section is Dumplin. Now, I read this book. I'm trying not to get emotional. I read this book, and it's pure confidence, you know? I think that everyone needs confidence in their life, and if you do, read this book, because she is the most powerful, confident. Yes, she has her insecurities, but who doesn't? And again, I haven't recommended this book to anyone before, so if you don't want to read it, that is okay. Spring. When I think of spring, I think of when it is those beautiful days where you're sitting outside and it's extremely hot, but that beautiful, perfect breeze just goes by. And it's just like, oh, yes. Now, 4 books I recommended for this was The Upside of the Unrequited. This book is basically, there's best friends, there's a work friend turns into a boyfriend, that type of thing. And this story actually hit me because, you know, we all had our crushes, you know, but with the main character specifically, she had a lot of main crushes, but then one specific guy came, and then another, and let's just say one turns into a friendship and the other turns into a relationship. Now, the next book I have is Time of Our Lives. I have personally not read this book, but I want to, because it is about a boy who is trying so hard to hold on to his life because his mother is dealing with Alzheimer's. And then there's a girl who has a hard time of letting go, and they end up meeting each other, and I believe it becomes this beautiful friendship that turns into a relationship. Now, the next book is Clap When You Land. And the reason why I say clap when you land is because this, I feel like I can relate to this. I feel like I can, because this is about a girl who basically her dad ends up coming to visit her, and something happens on the flight until she ends up hearing that she has a half-sister. And this whole like thing ends up making me kind of relate to it, and this is why it's on my TBR, and I truly want to get the hardcover for it. It's a beautiful story, and first of all, it's a beautiful cover. It shows Mexican sides and other sides of culture, which is really nice. And yeah. Oh, excuse me. Now the last book I have here is Fearborn. So with that being said, I know with this book series there is 3 books, one coming out I believe pretty soon, or already did, and it is about 2 different centuries coming together. And what I mean by that is there's someone in, like, say for example 2021, our time, and then there's someone in the 18th century, and basically somehow they end up coming together. And I think the reason why this fits spring is because spring is in between fall and summer, and it's kind of like bringing people together and saying, hey, it's summertime. I think it's time that we all get together and see our friends and family. Now, speaking of summer, so summer, 4 books I recommend is Alex Approximately. Now, I've heard a lot about this book. I've heard it's a really nice story about a friendship, and the cover just makes me wanna grab it, and it makes me think of summer. It makes me think of like sitting outside. My dream, by the way, is to live in a van, and my dream is to like just sit outside and have a portable like screen on my van and just sit there and watch a movie while the sun goes down. That is basically the vibe I get when I think of Alex Approximately. Apparently, I apologize. The next book I think of is The Fault in Our Stars. Now, why do I think of The Fault in Our Stars? Because, first of all, when I think of summer, I think of, you know, heartwarming love, and it's beautiful outside, and the trees are all grown, and everyone's playing with each other, barbecues are happening. There's all this love and connection that is happening. And it's just really beautiful and fabulous and fantastic and delightful. So why I think of The Fault in Our Stars is because it's based off 2 people who struggle with 2 different illnesses, and I think at that time they didn't think they were going to fall in love, and it went from friends to lovers to something else. And it's one of the most beautiful stories ever, and it really touches my heart. Even if I watch the movie of it, it touches my heart all the time. All the time. Now, the next book is To All the Books I've Loved Before. This book, I know like some books take place during a school year, but I still get summer vibes off of it based off covers and like the description of the book. Now, To All the Boys I Loved Before is about Laura Jean, who ends up writing these letters to her past crush, but she doesn't send them out until her little sister accidentally send them out, and this whole beautiful story between Laura Jean and Peter Kay, it's a beautiful story. You have to read it. Honestly, it's one of my top 5 favorite books, And if you guys want a video about that, I'm pretty sure I made one, but I'll do one of this year as well. Now, the next book I would recommend is All the Pretty Places. Now, the last book in this season is They Both Die at the End. Now, this is about two boys who end up falling for each other and realizing that they both have one day left to live. And I know it's sad, but I think of summer because it's like, imagine in the summertime, imagine if you had one day left to live. You could do anything. You can go, you know, snowshoeing, kayaking, skiing, you know, scuba diving, jumping off a cliff, all that type of thing. But in my brain, I think of summer, and I know it's bad, but I think of summer. Now, if you have gotten up to this moment, please hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, and give this video a like if you liked any of the seasons I recommended. Alright guys, hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye!